Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dasha. If we haven't met before, I am super, super excited to have you here and to talk about this juicy topic. Self-development is industry is BS. Do you agree? And it's really interesting because when I first decided to make this video, it was a little bit of a clickbait title. And what inspired me to create it is one of my friends wrote that on their Facebook timeline, and it made me really think. At first, I was like, oh, you're just triggered, blah, blah, blah. And then as I sat down to write about this, I realized, interesting. It really uncovered a lot for me. It really delayed a lot around the self-development industry. And so yeah, I'm really, really interested in your opinion. I really would love to hear what you think in the comments. And I'm going to share my point of view. I have done a lot of self-development work. I have spent thousands of dollars on working on myself, on bettering myself, on expanding myself. And I'm going to begin with some of the cons of self-development, and some of the things that are like, and then I'm going to end on a higher note. I think that is the way to go. And I wanted to start with, like, the issue with self-development is a lot of the time people that are vulnerable get attracted to the work because something bad happened to them. They want to know more. They want to get fixed. They want to get help. It's like about being fixed, right? And that's what marketing agencies, and this is just not the self-development industry, this is every industry, they really take advantage of the pain points. So in marketing, you look for the pain point and you push on it, and then you're like, ta-da, this is the solution, but let's push on it and push on it. So I think the old paradigm of marketing and sales is really gross. And I mean, we're still doing that in the cosmetics industry and the beauty industry and the fashion. It's like really, but mainly cosmetics, it's like you're hairy, you're smelly, you're dirty. It's like you need this lighter, this darker, this shorter, this longer. So it's still like trying to sell you this thing that's going to make you look better, feel better, when in actual fact, the inner work is the thing that's going to make you feel better. So self-development, that is dodgy. And I think this is more like a tip on when you're looking for a coach, when you're looking for a course, when you're looking to invest, this is what to look out for and what to look for. So you want to look out for these kind of manipulative tactics where people are trying to get you to do something you don't really feel like a F yes in your body. So that's a big thing. It's when they're really pushy. That's like, that comes from an old kind of like push, manipulate. And that's definitely a community that I came from when I started my journey. I was part of I'm not going to name and shame, but it was a multi-level marketing structure where they told me like it's not, but it really was, because then I was part of an actual multi-level marketing system, doTERRA, and I was like, oh my God, this other thing was totally multi-level marketing, like, and it was very manipulative. It was very pushy. It was very like they were trying to sell this big vision. So look out, when they sell this big vision where they're going to save you, they're going to protect you, they're going to transform the world. But this is the thing to look out for. If they tell you that this is the only way. So that's a bad thing. When a company or a course, first of all, there's a guru and there's a leader that's like, this is the way, look up to me, I'm the best, I'm the healer, I'm the person that heals. So always avoid healers, because no one is a freaking healer. You are your own healer. Everyone else is just a guide and a vessel. They're just a guide and a vessel for you to tap into your own power and your own transformation. So look out for companies, courses, programs that tell you this is the way the world's going to transform. This is the only answer. Because the thing is, it's not the only answer. There are many, many, many things you can do to find yourself, to heal yourself, to awaken yourself, to expand yourself. And this is kind of what I talk about. It's not fixing and changing, because my work is all about radical acceptance. So we're not fixing and changing anything. We're just loving ourselves. And then we're looking for expansion if we choose, but knowing that we don't need this expansion. And a lot of the time, this shelf development, not shelf, it's like you do these courses, you're on the high, nothing changes because they want you to buy the next course rather than integrate the knowledge and actually make a difference. So another thing to look out for, are they trying to keep selling you another thing? Is there any integration? A lack of integration is really bad. No support in integration is really bad. Another thing to really look out for is trauma informed. You really want your person, especially if you're diving deep into shadow work, into subconscious, into anything where something can get uncovered, super important that they have trauma training. It's enough, barely, to be trauma informed. But that training, and depends, look up. And that's the thing. It's like, before I did all this work, before I did my training with Layla Martin, who is like, wow, seriously. And I'm not glorifying her. It's just the content, it's really well thought out. It's really taking things and people into consideration, all different types, really innovative. They're looking for the new thing and innovating and integrating it. I didn't know, right? And because I've done so many trainings, I can really see the good and the bad, because I've done a lot. Like, I've spent a lot of money. And I was never this shelf development kind of person either. Like, I would do the course and integrate it and then get the investment back times 10, right? So you can imagine how full on my life has been. Anyway, so you really want to make sure that the person you're working with is trauma informed, no matter what kind of work you're doing, even if you're going to a yoga class, because when you're tapping and delayering and uncovering things show up. If the person that's holding you cannot hold that, you can be re-traumatized. And I don't want to like scare you, but that's something we don't talk about. Do they have boundaries and consent training? Do they even know what the hell that is? Because that's another thing that's so important and gets overstepped and re-traumatizes people. You might not even realize you're being re-traumatized because you're so numb, or you're in such fight or freeze or fawn, which I'm not going to go into that right now. But it's pretty like fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Fawn is when you befriend, when you become really friendly with them so they don't hurt you. All right. So those are things that are so important to look out for, because self-development industry is not regulated, especially the coaching industry. So any Joe Blow can become a coach. And I'm not shaming anyone, because people are inspired to make a difference and to help, and they just want to. Some people are like manipulative and horrible and liars, but most of the time it's ignorance, and it's not their fault. They want to help, they want to do that, but they don't even know that they don't know. And that's the thing. It's like, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So just really important. And that's why I'm always like preaching this, like, be connected to your intuition, to your body. Like, your body has the wisdom, so it can put you in the right situation, in front of the right person. It can pull you away from uncomfortable, wrong people. And that's okay. You know, like, if you have been part of these nasty companies, it's part of your growth. You know, it's part of your development. It's for you to learn. And I know a lot of people get burnt with really shitty coaches, expensive coaches, not results. People don't know how to hold the space re-trauma, like blaming, shaming. And unfortunately that happens, but it's also, if you learn from that, then it doesn't happen again, you know? And you have to learn somehow, right? You need to learn somehow. And sometimes it's from having a bad experience, but I really encourage you to get help around that and heal that, because that's gonna, like any trauma that's still there, it's gonna repeat itself, unfortunately, because that's how our body works. For us to complete the stress cycle, we have to repeat the same thing for it to exit our body. Anyway, so not gonna go on a tangent around trauma. But yeah, another thing that companies use is NLP, which is neuro language reprogramming, neuro language programming, neural language pathway. Sorry, I don't know what it stands for, but it's like neural language pathway or programming. And it's where they use a language to manipulate you into saying yes, which is scary. And the technique is actually used to reprogram you to have better habits and do better things, right? But again, in the hands of people who are bad, it can turn ugly. Same, there's like shadow side, the bad side to everything, you know, like tantra, super incredible, super healing, super amazing, but then it can be used badly and then re-traumatize, sexual abuse, sexual harassment. People think they're doing sexual healing when they're actually raping, you know? And I'm sorry, like, I don't want to freak you out, but it's really important to know what you're doing and really keep coming back to your wisdom. And when you are being gaslit, that's another thing. When you like something feels off, and that was with me, something felt off, but the company was never wrong. It was always me. It was always me. It was always the person. It was never the company. And that's where you're like, oh, that's a red flag. So look out for those things. Look, because a lot of people like, and I'm not even talking about cults. This is not even a cult. So when I started to really dig into my experiences, I realized like, holy shit, oh my God, like I really want to make this video because I know I'm so passionate about self-development. And now I'm going to go into the positives because it's changed my life. Even that horrible company that I was part of, that was manipulative, that was gaslighting me, the core of the work was incredible and it forever changed my life. And that's how people get stuck in it, because it's so good. Your life is really good, but they keep saying like, you have to be here for it to continue. So, oh, warning, red flag. No, you want to be part of something that can naturally integrate into your life, that you don't have to tell anyone about. You choose to tell someone about. But if you don't share about your experience, you can still transform the environment around you just by your being. So just look out for those warning alarm bells. So yeah. And another thing that like why people get stuck in this is like vulnerability. They've already had some kind of trauma. And it just like takes advantage of people like that. So just tune in. Have you had that? Where are you at? Are you choosing to stay in this company and work for this company or volunteer for this company because you don't actually want to look at your own life? You don't actually want to make a difference in your own life. So why that horrible company was great for me is because I took action. Because I wasn't into self-development. I was into freaking self-development. I wanted to transform the world. I actually wanted to work for that company because they told me that this was the way to transform the world, but it freaking wasn't. And that's why I do what I do now, because I was like, wait, I don't agree with that. I want to make my own thing. And it inspired me to create the thing I've created now, where you don't have to tell anyone anything. All you have to do is work on yourself, because that's the only thing you can actually do to change the world. Anywho, so if this is, let's talk about the positive. Self-development is incredible because unfortunately the way we've been raised and the way that we're being funneled, it's not for us to live to our fullest and highest potential. Unfortunately, it's not. It is to work in a factory. Now it's a white collar factory in front of a computer, but it's not living our most fulfilling self-expressed life. Self-development actually allows you to do that depending on which, again, because you could be doing self-development in corporate and how to be more productive and how to work harder and longer, you know? So, or you can be like self-expression, liberation, sharing yourself, opening your heart, opening your genitals, you know, having incredible sexual orgasmic experiences, having incredible heart opening connection, like all different things, like ascension, meditation, breath work that takes you to another realm. So there's lots of different things, right? And there's trainings that connect you to your body, to your intuition, to your higher self, to that inner knowing, strengthening the muscle where you can live this life of intuition. Also, if you've heard about flow state, self-development helps you reach states of flow, because depending on what you do, you're taking away the things that are in your way, old ways of thinking, old ways of patterns, old systems, old beliefs. So you can get into this flow state where you're in divine alignment through spirituality, through mindset, through breath work, through crystals, through tarot, through astrology, through human design. There is just so many ways. And this is why I'm saying it's not just one path. Any path can lead you to where you want to be. So just keep following your bliss. Don't give your power away. And that's another negative thing, is like, those courses take your power away. If the power is ever taken away, like you have to do this to get that, alarm bell. Everything is within you. You don't have to do anything. You choose, and it expands and enhances you. Nothing is you have to. So another incredible thing that you can do for self-development is shadow work. So this is looking and integrating and accepting parts of you that you don't like, that you project, judge, shame, ignore in others. So imagine bringing healing to that. You are fully liberated. Self-development work fully liberates you. It teaches you to look within in the right place and heal you. My favorite quote is be the change you want to see in the world, by Gandhi, because it's so true, because the only change you can make is in yourself. And that way it transmits and changes and ripples out into your world. If you're trying to fix, help, save anyone else, you are projecting your own thing that you can't be in that person. So keep coming back to yourself. It empowers you and gives you power, gives you inspiration, motivation to follow your dreams, to follow your path. There's incredible healing in self-development, incredible growth, incredible tools. It helps you unlock your superhuman powers. It helps you heal you and support and be the vessel to heal others. It is cleansing, it's clearing, it prolongs your life. It heightens your quality of life. It shifts your mindset and your habits for the better, to feel more empowered, more excited, more orgasmic, happier, more fulfilled, like deserving, worthy. Allows you to make choices, and you're never pushed. Everything is an invitation. You're never made feel bad or guilty or shamed about your choice. You're always celebrated. It is not selling, it's creating, like you're following your desire, rather than like you have to have this and you're a bad person if you don't. It's cool, unique, innovative experiences, right? So these are the two different things. So I think I've talked for so long now. I didn't realize I would be so passionate on this subject, and I can talk about the benefits for so much more, but I think it's quite clear. I really wanted to speak to the negative, because a lot of people do get hurt. A lot of people do get re-traumatized, get abused, get taken advantage of, lose a lot of money, lose family, lose friends. And I don't want that for you. I really want you to have the most empowered life possible, the most fulfilling, loved, orgasmic, juicy, delicious life you can ever have. And you don't need anyone or anything to get you there. Everything is already within you. And you might want support in helping you harness that power, removing the blocks, but nothing else. Like you only need so many things. You don't need to do everything constantly all the time. It's just you remove the blocks, you find your own power, and you're there. Then you're looking at expansion, right? It's like if you want to then create a retreat center or transform lives or have your own business healing, or as I say, I use healing, but you're just the vessel. You're not the healer. You're not the guru, but supporting people on their journey. Then you might need a coach that will support you and keep you accountable because it gets uncomfortable. But that's all you need. It's not a forever healing journey. Healing ends. Healing ends. It's not about healing. It's about self-discovery and remembering. Anyway, thank you for listening to this. I would love to hear your experience. I'd love to hear your experience in the self-development industry, in the courses you've taken, things you've done. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, tag a friend, share this, subscribe, like, and I'll see you next week. Thank you again. See you. Bye-bye.